Okay, the way we're going to do this, obviously, you're going to see the question first. Below it will be the recording explaining on how this worked. Basically, what you have is an IP address of 192.168.195.94. That is an IP address within a subnet. So the easiest thing to do is always to figure out what the network ID is, because the first usable is always one higher than the network ID. And then figure out what the broadcast is, because the broadcast is always the last number, the highest number, and you want the one that is one less than that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. We've got this, and I've got a chart that we're going to kind of use, all right? So it's a /26. /26 means it's in the fourth octet. Means all the changes are pretty much going to happen in the fourth octet unless there's a reason to roll it over, but there's not. So if you look at my chart and you come up here, a /26 goes up by 64 IP addresses, all right? So let's start working right here. Let's start out at .0, and what we're going to do is we're going to add .64, all right? So we know 94 does not fall between 0 and 64, so we are basically done with 0. So let's move on. Let's add another .64, and now we're at .128. Now, .64 and .128, .94 falls in between them. So what I typically do is I put the .64, because that's the lowest of the two subnets. These are subnets I'm working with because they're always even. And I'm going to put the other one that's the next subnet outside of what I call the goalpost, all right? All the numbers we're going to work with have to be in here. So obviously, your network ID is going to be a .64. Your first usable is going to be a .65. Broadcast has to be one less than the next network ID, which is going to be .127. And the last usable will always be one less than the broadcast, which will be a .126. Now, if you notice, network ID is always going to be an even number. First usable is always going to be an odd. Broadcast is always going to be an odd. The last usable is always going to be an even. So now if we go back to our problem, we should have our answers. We should have .65 and we should have .126. And when you submit it, you should get a right answer. Hopefully that helps. It's because I'm in promo mode, all right? But it will show it to you. Thank you for viewing.